If you ask any Subaru owner how many Subarus they have owned, most likely they will say they have owned is more than 3, and that they will buy another one. Subaru's only recent disappointment was the Tribeca, a 3-row SUV that was discontinued in 2014 due to poor sales. But now, after a 4-year hiatus from selling a full-size SUV, Subaru is back with a new Ascent, and it is shaping up to be a bestseller. The exterior design is conservative, but you can easily tell it is a Subaru as it looks like a combination of the line's wagon model, the Outback, and its crossover, the Forester. This means that, even in the larger size of the SUV, visibility is phenomenal. Inside, it is a good blend of function and form, meaning that every button and switch is where you would expect, and it all looks and feels great to touch and use. Even getting to the third row of seats is an easy task. Storage in the back is limited to 17.8 cubic feet with the seat up and extends to 86.5 cubic feet with the seats folded down. The practicality goes on from there with standard all-wheel drive on every model and an 8,500-pound towing capacity. For those drivers who might be worried how the turbocharger will function when towing that much weight, fret not. The boost pressure is limited to just 12 psi, down from the stock 22 psi, in order to keep stress off the turbo when towing. The engine for the 2019 Subaru Ascent is a new 2.4-liter turbocharged flat 4-cylinder that produces 260 horsepower and 277 pounds of torque. With fuel efficiency, an important factor when designing the car, even the constantly variable transmission is tuned and tweaked to get the best mileage possible. And although 21 mpg in the city and 27 highway may not seem all that impressive, that rating is nonetheless rather decent with the always-on AWD. In addition, with its almost 20-gallon tank, you can cruise 500 miles before needing to fill up. Driving the Ascent feels like any other small Subaru, safe and responsive. The steering feels light and is not vague. The Subaru EyeSight system is one of the highest-rated safety systems and can do more than a traditional system using just sensors in the bumpers. EyeSight works using 2 cameras on either side of the rear-view mirror and tracks everything from automatic cruise control to forward collision warning and braking, as well as effectively keeping you in your lane. Starting at $32,000 for the base trim and topping out at $44,695 for the touring trim, the Ascent is very well priced for what you get. Not only will it get you where you're going, but it also will get you back, no matter the road, comfortably, safely, and with a smile.
Last month, Subaru began teasing a special edition WRX STI that planned to reveal at this year's Detroit Auto Show. We later learned it would be called the S209, suggesting it would be the follow-up to last year's Japan-only S208. Now we have a better idea of what the S209 will look like thanks to a new teaser that Subaru posted on Instagram. As you can see, the S209 still basically looks like a regular STI. Considering it's just a special edition, though, we didn't expect any wild styling changes. But beyond grey paint and a Type RA-like wing out back, the biggest difference you can see here is a wide body kit. Unfortunately, adjusting brightness and contrast settings with Photoshop didn't reveal any other important details. Assuming the S209 follows the same formula as the S208 did, expect Subaru to keep production extremely limited. But since it will be offered in the US, there's a chance we'll see a run of more than the 450 S208s Subaru built last year. It should also be more powerful than the regular 310 horsepower STI, although there's no telling how much more power the S209 will get. The S208 made 324 horsepower, which wasn't what we'd call a huge power increase. Still, if it's lighter and more fun to drive on the track, the S209 could end up being popular with Subaru enthusiasts who wanted more from their STI than the Type RA provided. But since Subaru also announced a January 14th reveal, at least we know we only have to wait a week for more details.
Nissan is updating its lineup for 2019, as two models receive facelifts, the 2019 Nissan Maxima, and the 2019 Nissan Murano. Nissan's flagship four-door sedan, the 2019 Nissan Maxima, gets improved looks and more safety features. For starters, there are the 19-inch Hyper Silver wheels standard on the range-topping Platinum Reserve model and new alloy wheel designs across the range. There is a new body color as well, called Sunset Drift. Inside the Maxima, there are new seat materials and dashboard inserts. The rear seats get heating, which may, obviously, not make it into our market. Nissan Safety Shield 360 driver assist features are offered as an option in the lower trims, while the top Platinum and Senior Premium package models come standard with this suite. It includes driver aids like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, high beam assist and rear automatic braking. The engine of the Maxima remains unchanged for another year. The changes on the 2019 Nissan Murano is mostly aesthetic, and they work well to bring the Murano on the same lines as the other Nissan models. The V-Motion grille gets a good makeover, and it gets flanked by redesigned LED headlights. The LED fog lights are new units, so is the LED tail lamps. There are three new body colors, Mocha Almond Pearl, Deep Blue Pearl, and Sunset Drift Chroma Flare, as well. Inside the 2019 Murano, not many changes reside. New leather options along with three new interior shades, dark wood tone, light wood tone, and metallic are offered. 2019 Albanian Lex Morenos are equipped with Nissan's rear door alert and intelligent driver alertness safety systems. The current generation of the Murano is not offered in the UAE or GCC, but the Maxima should show up in a few months.
Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive already makes its vehicles the most capable in their segments across rough or slippery ground. And X-Mode makes them better. Previously only available on Forester, X-Mode is now also available on XV and Outback, but the latest generation Forester gets a slightly tweaked version. Don't misunderstand, Subarus fitted with X-Mode are trying to be rock crawlers, just make life a little easier for those adventurous owners who live life beyond the bitumen. What is X-Mode? Activating X-Mode recalibrates things like gearing and engine mapping to soften the throttle, which makes it easier to drive on slippery roads, meaning you're less likely to over-rev and keep breaking traction. Although, you can slam the throttle into the carpet and it will give you full power, like if you need to build momentum to climb up a slippery slope. X-Mode also speeds up the locking between front and rear axles by about 25% to improve grip in bumpy terrain, and the traction control acts faster to prevent wheel spin. It also works in both forward and reverse. What about the transmission? X-Mode tells the CVT to hold on to gears a little longer than normal to give you more low-down grunt at lower speeds. What's new on X-Mode? As mentioned, the top-spec Forester variant gets an additional setting for its X-Mode, and that is deep snow and mud. Don't let this confuse you, though. This X-Mode system is identical to the one in every other Forester variant, but what it does do is disable engine traction control automatically so that the engine doesn't kill power when the wheels begin to spin. In any other Forester, you'd need to do this yourself. So, The new component still leaves brake traction control active, meaning should a wheel come off the ground it'll stop spinning with drive diverting to the wheel still on the ground. Rather, when in the deep snow mode, more wheel spin is allowed to help maintain momentum. It's a cool feature and it should be standard across the range. What else does X mode do? It activates hill descent control, but, unlike some vehicles which require you to control speeds via the cruise control stalk, X mode is controlled via the throttle and brake pedals. So, if you inch over crest at 5 km per hour and then step off the throttle, that's the speed the car will maintain. If you want to go a bit quicker, you simply squeeze the throttle. The other thing about X mode is it dulls the throttle sensitivity so that the car doesn't lurch in delicate situations, like when adjusting speed on a descent or when taking off on a slippery track. Hill descent control is active up to 20 km per hour, but it remains on guard until you reach 40 km per hour. And the fact it works in reverse too allows you to control your reverse descent should you decide not to continue driving up the hill.